Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome you to the maiden edition of DHS Unplugged podcast, where we bring to you live updates, what's trending, live, everything about sport, football, especially. I have in the studio with me my friends Henry and Sean. Good to have you here, Henry and Sean.
It's good to be here.
Yeah. Before we get started, I just want us to quickly, look into the transfer window. Of course, I want to believe that most of the teams have been very busy during this, transfer window. As we can see, major Premier League teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, they've all, tried to make some, additional signings to their squad for the season. So I want to ask you, Henry, considering the caliber of signings so far from all these teams, which of these signings do you think is likely to make the major impact of Victor Gyökeres, or Mbeumo, Ekitike, and many more?
I think that's a really difficult question. I think it's relative to the team. For example, I don't think you can compare the impact that Mbeumo is going to have, or Cunha, for example, to the expectation on Ekitike or Gyökeres, for example. So, but I think for the respective clubs, I think Mbeumo, Cunha, like they're really good signings. They're massive upgrades to what Manchester United had previously. But I think in general, I think maybe if Gyökeres hits the ground running, I think he would be probably one of the better signings of the window, my personal opinion though.
Do you think Gyökeres has what it takes to challenge Erling Haaland for the Premier League goal scorer of the season?
I think he can challenge, but I think Haaland is still going to finish as the top scorer. That's my opinion. I feel like he's going to be way better than he was last season. I think he had a couple of injury issues, and I hope that he's a good player. I hope that he has put that behind him, and I'm looking forward to seeing Haaland fit again. This season. So I think he will finish as the top scorer.
Okay, thank you, Harry. Sean, what's your opinion regarding the signing so far from all these top clubs in the Premier League?
As Maria said, I think Matthias Cunha and Brian Mbeumo for Manchester United will be a top signing. They have Premier League experience, so I feel like it's massive addition to United. Currently last season they had problems scoring, so and then like Matthias Cunha, I think he had like 15 or 16 Premier League goals last season, where Brian Mbeumo had like 20 goals. So I think they will be the best signings out of all the big teams that made signings this season.
Okay. Sure. Let's talk about Victor Gyökeres. Looking at the preseason matches he has played for Arsenal and also the first game of the season, it seems as if he's still trying to find his feet, in the Premier League. Do you think it's going to be a wonderful signing at the end of the season? And do you see him challenging Erling Haaland for the Premier League top scorer by the end of the season?
At the end of the season, I don't see him challenging Haaland. Maybe in the subsequent season, he will definitely challenge.
I think he can challenge, but he's not going to win. But he can challenge.
Yeah, he might. I just don't. Yeah, like you said, I just don't think he would go. He would win the top scorer. I don't think so. And for the from the preseason and the first game he had played so far, I mean, he hasn't been the same Gyökeres we saw at Sporting, but I think he just needs more time. He needs more time to gain his fitness, then he can start banging goals.
Because I think I've seen some Arsenal fans, already, not only Arsenal fans, even some other, maybe Manchester United fans, Chelsea fans, they're already making mockery of some Arsenal fans, believing that maybe it's a waste of money, because I think there is a lot of expectation, considering what he did last season. So, Henry, do you think Victor Gyökeres can replicate last season's form for Arsenal this season?
replicate in terms of
in
scoring
terms of goal scoring. Yeah.
the same amount of goals?
No, it
For
might
sure.
not. No, it might not
For sure
necessarily.
not. I think if he gets 20, 25 goals in all competitions, I think that's a good return for a first season. He barely had like a complete preseason. You know, he's still bedding in the team and also trying to adapt to the league. And currently, I think Arsenal is in a phase where they don't really create much, chances for the strikers because the team plays in a different way right now. So they're not really creating a lot of chances, I would say. If you look back towards the midpoint of last season, I think they've not been creating a lot of chances that much, and it has carried on to the season. So I'm also kind of interested to see what Arteta does with the new signing with Eze coming in. I think it helps Gyökeres a lot because he tries to play, down the hole. He's not really an out and out winger, so he's going to probably link up a bit with Gyökeres, coming in from the channel. And I hope that then this left back inverting thing that Arteta does, I hope that he stops it, and then he gives either Calafiori or Luis Kelly, the chance to bump down the line with Eze coming in, down the channel. I hope he's able to create that link up and being close to Gyökeres maybe frees up more space for Gyökeres, than being out and out striker, and then you have Martinelli down the wing, you have your left back just tucking in the middle. So like you literally have the two full backs always against you. So with Eze coming in, I hope that that's what I hope to see. But Arteta is a really stubborn manager. But yeah, we see if that happens that way, I think that he will be able to score more goals.
Don't you think Gabriel Martinelli might be affected with the signing of Eze?
He's definitely going to be on the bench. Of course. For sure. I think he's going to be on the bench. Except the only way I see him playing is if Arteta drops Odegaard, and I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I think he's too good to drop. He's not been really good for the last 1 year.
It's also the
Eze is
He's
also
also
a competition for him. So I think he has to up his game.
They will be able to tactically mix up based on the opposition. It's really a deep line team. They can play with a bit more attacking players. But I mean it's a good in terms of the tactical approach. I think Eze gives Arsenal something like a new dimension. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay, so sure, let's talk about Ekitike. This guy, I think it's already, having a very good start. In the opening game of the season for Liverpool, he scored, and also during the preseason, he also scored. So, do you think this guy is ready to, to challenge Erling Haaland for the top scorer by the end of the season?
I think that's not
challenge. You can't challenge, but is he going to win? I don't think so. He has 2 goals in 2 games now. He will definitely challenge him, but to win, I don't see that one happening.
You sound so confident that you cannot challenge Erling Haaland. Why do you think so, Henry? Do you actually agree with him?
I don't think he even challenges.
What? Wait, if I'm not mistaken, what you guys meant is that Erling Haaland is unbeatable.
No,
nobody can win.
He's even no.
Yeah, because the way Man City plays, they play for their striker. We have what's it called, Mohamed Salah in Liverpool, competing for the top scorer also with Ugo Ekitike. So I don't see Ekitike challenging. Winning the golden boot at the end of the season.
I think you're even fair enough to say he would. I don't think he challenges. To be fair, I don't. He has never been a prolific goal scorer. I don't think he has got more than 15 goals ever in his career. So I don't think he is able to do that in the Premier League. If he's not able to do that in the French league and in the Bundesliga, I don't see him getting challenging Haaland. Maybe if he scores 15 goals this season in all competitions, I think maybe that's fair enough. But yeah,
I think, considering that he's playing for the Premier League champion, because of course now he's playing in Liverpool, a very good team, defending champion. Considering the caliber of players he will be playing with, there is Salah and so on. So because the fact that I think the fact that he has not scored that much in his previous club does not mean that he cannot do that now in Liverpool. Considering that he's going to be playing with more better players, look at look at Liverpool. They also have a lot of quality players to help score goals. Florian Wirtz, McAllister, and many more.
I just don't think he's a prolific finisher. and you're not going to get a lot of chances in the Premier League. So you need to be really cold-blooded like Haaland in order to be able to produce that numbers. And I don't think he's a good finisher. It's a good as a footballer, he has good footwork here and there, but I don't think he's a really prolific finisher. He can score every now and then. He probably might do better than Darwin Núñez. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. We'll give it time. But my first impression of him so far has been good. But the Ekitike I watched in PSG and I saw in the Bundesliga, it's the same thing with Sesko, for example. I also don't think that he's going to score a lot of goals because he's also not. He's really profligate, and that's the problem I have with them. And for such exorbitant transfer fees, I feel like those prices are just outrageous at the moment. But yeah.
Okay, sure. Let's talk about John Pedro, this Chelsea signing. Of course, I want to believe that we also, the instant impact he had at the Club World Cup. Do you think John Pedro is also ready for the Premier League this season? And also, because you guys already said there is no one going to challenge Eddie Haaland. So now I want to take.
You haven't mentioned Salah.
Yeah, I want to let me take Erling Haaland out of the contest now. So let's look at John Pedro, Gyökeres, Ekitike. Who do you think is likely to score more goals among them?
First and foremost, is Joao Pedro's starting 11 in Chelsea actually sure? Don't forget they have Liam Delap. Who knows what might happen? Maybe his first 2 games is not banking goals and the coach decides to play Liam Delap. So I don't actually see him maybe scoring 10 or 15 Premier League goals this season. So maybe we'll be the last at the pecking order. Then
followed by
Ugo Ekitike, then Sesko, then Victor Gyökeres.
You somehow have to put Sesko in this.
Yeah, I have to put Sesko. I believe he will score. He has the physique.
I think he's going to be the worst of them all.
We'll see. Time will tell.
I think he's going to be the worst of them all.
Anyways, let's keep our fingers crossed to the end of the season. Then we can always, come back to this conversation by the end of the season. Now, let's look at the match day 1 of the English Premier League. As we all know, there have been a lot of interesting match day 1 fixtures, where we have Aston Villa, playing goalless draw with Newcastle. We also have now let me just quickly cut it short by going to the match day 1 star game of the week. We have Chelsea versus Crystal Palace, and we also have Manchester United lost at home to Arsenal 0-1. So, Seun, I will ask you, as a Manchester United fan, what is your reaction to the defeat on last Sunday?
Normally when United lost game like that, it actually affected me. But I don't know, that day I was just so happy because I took so many positives from the game. We did everything except to score. So if we can actually replicate the same thing against lower team, I think we are actually going to do well this season. So yeah, Arsenal came, they had this controversial goal where the corner, they are the king of set piece right now. It was controversial.
He had the same thing on Raya. He just was able to play the ball. He was able to punch
if
the ball.
they had checked it, they probably would have cancelled the goal. And then that means it was the referee's fault.
It was late. You had the same situation with Raya.
Anyways,
You had the same situation with Raya.
I think what based on your comments now, I think the take home I saw in this is that you are trying to console yourself, because I'm very optimistic. Before the game, you would never have imagined that you guys are going to lose to Arsenal, especially at Old Trafford. But now I think it's good.
When was the last time you beat
Arsenal? That's based on previous records, like recent records. Arsenal has been the better team against United. So
in terms of results,
Arsenal beating United is not a big deal.
Last season, I think it was 1-1.
Yeah.
However, United lost that game also. It was a good game.
Previous game, Arsenal has been the one. Champion United 2-3 years now. So United actually playing them. I think the possession is like 61-39 or something. When was the last time United played?
Last season, that was the last time it happened. 1-1 at Old Trafford.
Who had the 61 possession?
United.
Yeah, really?
Yes.
I never.
That's why I don't know what you're.
But I mean, we had like 22 shots on goal.
It was the same thing the last time.
Nah, it's been long. United.
What's most important is goal scoring. If you cannot score, then
if
let's forget about the shot on target.
if we can replicate this thing
matter.
against smaller teams, United will do better this season.
Okay.
Trust me on that.
I'll leave that to.
Okay, Early. So, what would you say about Arsenal performance against Manchester United in the match day one fixtures?
It wasn't a bus parking situation, but it's. I think every Premier League fan would have expected that from Arsenal. They've not been playing really well in the last 8 months, I would say. So it wasn't coming as a surprise to me that they played that way. Even with the new players they have, I think Arteta has really he has stifled the team in a way. So, but they got the result in the end, which is something that has been plagued. It has been said that if Arsenal doesn't play well over time, they don't win. They're not physical enough. They're not strong enough. And now they've gotten players that are strong. They've gotten players that are brutal. And then everyone is like, "Oh, you play like Stoke. You play like Stoke." Come on, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You can use the same stick to beat the same teams all the same time.
It's actually a good result. I mean, away from home, 3 points away from home. No matter how you got the points, 3 points is always important.
But I'll put it, if they play like this for the rest of the season, they're not going to win the league for sure. So, but I mean, you can look at it in 2 ways. You can look at it like you didn't play well, but you got the result. So that's something that that's one of the character that a champion is supposed to show. You don't always have to play well all the time. But when you're not playing well, if you can get the result also, that's good. But the fact that this has been going on for months gives that doubt, for everyone. But the result is there. 3 points, most important thing.
Well, I would say to Shion, okay, of course, just like we all know, this is just one out of the 38 games, that all the teams are going to play. And one thing I would say is that, the outcome of the match day one does not really matter because there are still 37 games, more to go. Of course, it's a league games. All points really matters. But what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is just like to buttress what Henry said, because of course, it's a league. 38 matches. The season is very long. Sometimes you cannot expect all the teams to always be in their in their best shape all the time. But what really matters is that even when they are playing very bad or ugly, they are still getting the result. And I think that's just the situation now with Arsenal. But one thing I will ask you is that Sean, do you think, because you said initially that if Manchester United can try to step up in terms of their performance, the way they played Arsenal now, you are so confident that this season will definitely be different compared to what happened last season. But do you still have that belief? Just like you said, that Manchester United is still a title challenge. They will still be able to challenge for the title this season.
Challenge for title.
Yes, for the title. Yeah,
it's perfect. Come on, man.
If
we actually make top 4, I think it's a win. If we make top 4 this season, it's
we are talking about Manchester United.
Yeah, we are talking about Manchester United that 15th last season.
Last season
I think
it's
to
gone
be able
already.
to challenge for the title, we still need like 2 or 3 more signings. Even with the 2 or more titles, I don't see us challenging for title just yet. Maybe next season. We have to see what they will do this season. Maybe finish 4th or 5th position. Then next season, okay, fine, you cannot challenge for the title.
So now you're already giving up. You guys
it's football. Anything can happen. But based on United, even at Ruben Amorim is not even sure yet about himself being the United coach by December, just yet.
Okay, sorry for cutting you short. I remember a lot of Manchester United fans. They believe that Ruben Amorim in his second season he always win the league. Do you think that is going to be different for Ruben Amorim this season in Manchester United?
This is English Premier League. Man City are not sleeping. Liverpool are not sleeping. Everybody are making huge signings, trying to build up on what they did last season. So I don't see United challenging for a title just yet. Maybe next season, maybe next 2 seasons. Like I said, finishing top 4 for us this season is a win. Is a win.
Okay, Henry, considering what happened to Manchester City last season, do you think Manchester City can actually challenge Liverpool for the league this season? Do you think they've overcome their struggle from last season and now they are like a major contender for the league by the end of the season?
Going straight off of what I saw against Wolves, I would even go as far as saying that they win the league. However, Wolves are a team that are currently in transition also. They lost their best player in Cunha. So I would tend not to read too much into that result, but they look really good. The new signings are looking really sharp, looking really fit. Reinders got a goal. Ryan Cherky came on. A lovely goal with his right foot and a step over, and then he's a technical, gifted player. So the players they have, the new signings. Even the left back they got from Wolves, Ait Nouri. He looks also really good. He looks like a city player. So they're looking good right now. But again, I wouldn't look too much into the Wolves game. I would see them better when they play against Spurs. Next week. So after that, I can judge, or I can know if they've recovered truly from their slumber last season. But so far, they're looking really good.
Okay, so let's talk about Chelsea Crystal Palace. As we all know that last weekend, Chelsea against Crystal Palace ended in 0-0 draw. So because I think, of course, Chelsea, they are like the world champion now, still basking on the euphoria of winning the Club World Cup. And also Crystal Palace, they won the Community Shield against Liverpool. So do you think this the stalemate between both teams, do you think is as a reflection of, sometimes football is very, very unpredictable, and also because both teams, they just won trophy, and so they felt like, looking at the fixtures, to me, I see that there is no underdog because both of them are just coming from, Chelsea winning the Club World Cup, Crystal Palace winning the Community Shield, and also Crystal Palace now playing at Stamford Bridge, and they were able to manage at least a point. What do you think to that? Do you think Chelsea could have done better by getting the 3 maximum points, or do you even think maybe Crystal Palace should have also, tried to even get more than 1 point that they got?
Well, I mean, I don't understand when you say there are no underdogs. I think Crystal Palace are against Chelsea are always the underdogs.
Well, I said they are not underdogs because, just like I said, it's a new season. Yeah. In fact, they are even the latest champion because they just won Community Shield a few weeks back. Of course, Chelsea also won the Club World Cup during the summer. So I think with that, they have some kind of confidence, motivation, to when they face Chelsea in the Matchday League One.
That's a £2 billion squad there.
Doesn't matter. Football is very funny. We've seen many times where teams that we are not even up to like 500 million, eventually defeat like €1 billion team or £1 billion team. That's why football is a very sport.
It happened, but it was a poor performance from Chelsea. I watched the game, and Cole Palmer was completely a shadow of himself. It wasn't the same Cole Palmer that we saw at the Club World Cup from the semi-finals onward. Crystal Palace, I give it to them. They're a well-drilled team. They're well organized. They know how to play. Oliver Glasner has done a good job since he came in there. Eze, I think they had some even transfer-related issues with Eze and KE leading up to that game, but still both of them on the pitch, and then they gave in good performances. I think Eze was later on subbed out of the game, but still, he even scored a lovely free kick, which was somehow chopped off because
1 meter rule.
because of Gay being too close to the wall. That was something I actually didn't even think about, but somehow VAR decided to get involved and be like, yeah, you were too close to the wall. And I wonder how they thought about that in that moment, you know. But yeah, I think Crystal Palace, they deserve the point from that game. Chelsea didn't really do enough. I think they are also struggling from the fact that they didn't really have a pre-season, because the Club World Cup, you know, took a major part of the summer, and then coming back, they only had 2 games, not enough time to prepare as compared to Crystal Palace. So I think that Chelsea will get better as the season goes on, hopefully, and I hope that they don't have so many injuries because their players had so many games to play last season.
I mean, their squad depth is crazy.
I don't think I can feel bad for Chelsea. Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at let's go into the match day 2, you know, fixtures. As we all know that this weekend also there's going to be a lot of interesting games. I think West Ham playing against Chelsea. That's on Friday evening. Then also on Saturday we are going to have Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. We are going to have Bournemouth, Wolverhampton Wanderers, and also Arsenal versus Leeds United. Let's talk about Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur. Sean, what do you think? What I would like to, considering the result from both teams in the first in their first games, what do you think is likely to emerge the winner in this match day 2 league game between both sides?
Tottenham's first league game, I think it was against Burnley.
Yeah.
And it was 3-0 if I'm not mistaken. 3-0. Richarlison with 2 goals and Mohamed Kudus with 2 assists. Then for Man City against Wolves, it was 4-0, right?
Yeah.
4-0. I mean, the both teams have made signings, not just one signings. So I think it was still yet that I think Man City will show why they are the better team. So I think Man City is going to win Tottenham.
Now let's look into the match day 2 Premier League fixtures. This coming weekend we have West Ham United versus Chelsea. Also, we are going to have Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur and many more. So, but I would like to ask you, Sean, what is your prediction for the match between West Ham United and Chelsea?
I think Chelsea will win 3-1. Chelsea 3, West Ham 1. Because West Ham lost 3-0 to Sunderland, a new relegation, a promoted team. So I don't see West Ham winning that game. So I think Chelsea to come back from their 0-0 game last week, 3-1 against West Ham.
9 p.m. home game, first game of the season, West Ham at home. Chelsea coming back off a shaky performance against Crystal Palace. I dare you not. An early goal from West Ham. I tell you what, it's a completely different game. I don't think you can particularly say that Chelsea can win that game confidently, but they are favourites. But it's a potential banana skin, like they say. It's just something. I feel like this. I hate when my team plays on Friday or on like a Monday in the evening.
Yeah.
Like the stadium is rocking. It's always a problem, especially if you concede first. But I hope that West Ham does the job. Unfortunately, just pass. I hope that West Ham does the job. But I see you guys winning. I see Chelsea winning also.
Okay, I think let's talk about Manchester City Tottenham Hotspur. I think that's like the star match of the match day 2. Henry, who do you think is likely to emerge? And I would also like to take your prediction for the game.
Man City, big favourites to win. Home game. Thomas Frank still bedding in. they had a good performance against Burnley. However, I think Man City too strong. I say 3-1, maybe Man City to win.
You are so confident that.
I don't know why
Total.
I have the same prediction in my head, like 3-1
Wow,
also.
wow, wow.
Yeah, I think City at home, Spurs away. Yeah, even though it's an early kickoff, but I still see City winning because, yeah, they're usually strong at home. Except they are going back to whatever they did last season.
One thing that I think it's really funny is that, it's Manchester team playing against a London team, and considering what happened between Arsenal and Manchester United, Manchester United and
So
Manchester
it's time for-
City,
it's time for a Manchester City revenge.
don't you think
Revenge on the North London team.
don't you think
North London
Tottenham
team.
can
I
also
like the
upset
team.
Manchester
It's
City?
not
I don't think so.
way
This
related.
I
this
don't
coming
think so.
weekend.
However, you remember last season, the same fixture, Tottenham ran out 3-0 winners, I think, or 4-0 last season. But I think City were just completely bad last year.
Yeah.
But I think that this year
They reinforced the old squad, so
yeah, I don't see how Spurs come out of this game with a result.
Yeah.
I don't see them coming out of this game with a result.
Okay, Shane, what about Brentford versus Aston Villa? What's your prediction for the game?
Aston Villa to win 2-1. Aston Villa to win, because right now I think Brentford are in a phase where they're having trouble within the team. Visa is clamoring to leave the team.
Yeah, he wants to go to
He
Newcastle.
wants to go to Newcastle.
Someone wants to go to Tyneside.
And don't forget they lost Brian Mbeumo also. So currently I don't think they have what it takes to beat Aston Villa. So I feel Aston Villa winning.
I don't even think they have what it takes to stay in the Premier League.
Really?
They lost their manager,
Yeah, Thomas Frank.
they lost Mbeumo, and they are probably going to lose Visa.
So
I don't think they stay in the Premier League.
I don't think
It
they will
would,
bad.
it would take a...
They might finish 16th or 17th. I don't think they will can relegate.
I think Leeds are staying up for sure.
I don't know why I feel like Everton might relegate.
No,
Yeah, I feel like 2 out of the 3 teams that promoted this season, 2 of them will go back.
I think
Then
Wolves
maybe
are-
Everton or Wolves.
I think,
No, I
Wolves,
think-
I think Wolves are going down.
I think Everton are always lucky.
Brentford,
They've
Wolves,
always been
Brentford.
very lucky, Everton, I would say. Then also, if you ask me, I don't think they are going to get relegated because
Moyes
they've
is
also
quite-
I think Burnley
they have a
go
very
back.
experienced
Wolves
side,
side.
and now they just brought in
Jack Grealish.
Jack Grealish from
yeah.
Manchester City, so which I believe is still going to add more depth into their squad. So let's talk about Burnley Sunderland. What's your prediction for that area?
It's a relegation dog
Exactly.
fight. That's a 6-pointer. That's a tough one. I think it's maybe a draw, 1-1.
Sure.
I think 3-0. Sunderland to win. Because don't forget, Sunderland spent almost 100 million, even more than that,
Yeah,
in
they-
this transfer
they-
season.
yeah.
They have Ajinga, Granit Xhaka, and
Wow.
good players right now. So I don't see Burnley beating them. So I think
Okay, yeah.
Sunderland will actually win.
I
Maybe
do-
2 or
I
3-0.
agree.
Okay, what about Arsenal versus Leeds, Sean? Do you
course.
think Arsenal are going to, consolidate on last week's victory against Manchester United?
I think
by
Jokeres will
securing
score
the
his
3
first goal
points.
this weekend. I think Victor Jokeres will score his first goal this weekend. So I think Arsenal to win 3-0.
Well, Henry, what's your prediction for the game?
Good news for FPL fans. I found out recently that, I think not recently, today, I found out that Jokeres was going to be the official penalty taker for Arsenal
Really?
this season.
Okay.
Taking
From
a baton from
Saka.
Saka. So I think that he
Wow.
will definitely score in this game. He
Okay.
should score in this game. Because I think the next couple of games for Arsenal are going to be a bit difficult. So I think this is a really good chance for
You
him
think
to-
this is opportunity to score, at
to
least to get the first
to
goal?
hit the ground running. He needs to score in this game. Like, the pressure is on. I think Arsenal wins minimum 3-0.
Wow. Okay, what about the game between Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest? What's your prediction, Henry, for the game?
With the loss of Eze, the pending loss of Gay, and with Nottingham Forest being with the new signings, I think they got in Ndoye, they kept
Douglas Luiz also.
they got in Douglas
Douglas
Luiz.
Luiz.
I think they also kept Morgan Gibbs White. I see them doing well this season again. I see probably them winning that game 2-1 maybe. And with Chris Wood in form.
I don't know. It feels like you are reading my mind.
Chris Wood is in form.
Yeah.
He scored 2 goals last game.
Wow.
I think Forest to nick that one.
Sean, what about Everton Brighton? What's your prediction for the game?
I think Brighton wins.
Everton is playing at home.
I don't care where they are playing. They are still yet to like get themselves. So I think Brighton. I mean, from last season they have Mitoma, their new striker. So I think Brighton wins the game, 1-0 or 2-1.
Henry, do you share the same opinion with him, or you have a contrary?
I think Everton wins the game. I think Brighton were not that impressive in their opening game. I think Everton wins that game at home. New stadium, David Moyes, first game of the season. I see Everton doing well.
Okay, let's talk about Fulham versus Manchester United. What's your prediction, Mary? I don't want to ask you first. You now go first.
I'm hoping for a Fulham win. So the banter can, extend. However, it's gonna be tough. If Man U play the way they played against Arsenal, they have a chance. But 5:30, late kickoff, last game of the day. Everyone hates a late kickoff. Everyone hates an early kickoff. I see Man U winning, but
for the sake of banter,
I'm saying 2-1 win for Fulham.
Wow. Sean,
2-1 win.
do you see Manchester United winning against Fulham this weekend, at least, so that you guys can start to
only
collect the points?
They play the same way they played against Arsenal. If they keep up with the press. If I said if.
No, as a conditional.
Wait.
Because United,
sorry.
they can come out.
They might not necessarily play the way they play against Arsenal. Remember, team actually matters.
I know. I mean.
Now this time they are not playing against Arsenal. They are playing against Fulham.
If they show.
They're going against a low block.
Exactly.
They have struggled against low block teams. Mbemo. There's no space to run into, bro.
No, don't worry. I think United still win the game. 2-1.
2-1?
Okay, what about Bournemouth versus Southampton Wanderers? What's your prediction, Sean?
Bournemouth win.
Semenyo.
See what he did against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, I don't think Wolves has what it takes right now to like you said, they might even relegate, who knows. So, I think Bournemouth win 1-0 or 2-0.
Then the last kickoff is between Newcastle versus Liverpool. Harry, what's your prediction for the game?
On this game, I want to see how. Actually, Frimpong just got injured today, so he's out of the team.
Wow.
So FPL fans,
I have him in my team, so
get him out.
I need to put.
He's gonna be kicked out as soon as possible. But Frimpong is out, and Conor Bradley is not fit. Joe Gomez hasn't trained the whole week.
He played the last game, right?
Yes, but he hasn't trained the whole week. I think he's struggling with injury. They have to play Endo at right back.
Endo?
He's gonna be cooked. That's
crazy.
So I see Liverpool struggling in that game. However, without Isak, also Newcastle has been
struggling
really
to score
blunt in front of goal. So I don't know. It's kind of a if we get the Newcastle home game, usually the way they turn up their home games, they have one of the strongest 12th man, I would say. The fans are usually vociferous,
St. James Park.
If they come out and it's a 9 p.m. kickoff, if they come out usually as they do, they get the place bouncing. It's gonna be a problem for Liverpool, I can tell you that. But on the scale of things, I would have to tip Liverpool to win based on Isak issue. They don't have anything, but again, it's a really tough one.
Sean, what's your prediction for the game?
1-1.
1-1. Okay. Yeah. So thank you, Sean. Thank you, Eric. We are going to call it a day on our maiden edition of DHS Unplugged podcast. It's nice having you guys here, Henry and Sean, To our audience, we love you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are DHS.
Love.
We are DHS. You go cut that one now, you go cut am, no matter now. Now back in the day, you go cut am, abi.
Say na don finish.
Abi he never do you. You know they are, why you know they are people.